Penelope is very confused right now.
Alan, stop shaking your ass at this, man. Damn, how many times did I tell you?
I hate all these. Start the goddamn show.
He said it.
He'll let us know.
People!
I'm lost. Oh.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Are we live?
I had to let the chorus end.
I fucking hate all of you so much.
I want a hot shower.
Hot shower. Yes, Alan. You need a hot shower.
No, he doesn't shower. He don't clean his bus. Remember, he just washes
Oh,
his hands.
fuck
he
you.
doesn't like to shower.
I shouldn't. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Stop playing that fucking song! I hope my channel gets fucking.
Just Birdman. I like to shower.
Yes, Alan.
Sorry. That shot attack.
Fuck all of y'all.
You love it. Oh, hey,
Nutty.
Penelope.
No,
Penelope.
Yo,
No.
guys, how y'all doing? Facebook, I don't got Facebook going on, so I don't got Facebook because the shit's all fucked up. But,
Alan's got some sweet and sour though.
Alan, why you gotta be so sweet and sour, man?
He's hot, then he's cold. He's yes, then he's no.
Tangerine.
Alan's so sensitive, he's like a delicate little flower.
Aww. Let him bloom in his own way.
I'm sorry, Alan. Anyway, so here's the thing. Alan's gonna be gone for a second, I think. I think he's punching the fucking wall or something. But here we are, it's the chat attack. We're chilling, doing all the good stuff. We're not doing any of the pre-show stuff yet. It's gonna be in about an hour from now. But I'm over here with this just a beautiful group of people. We got Roxanne, we got Jet, we got Ganja, we got Alan.
Alan with his bussy mad open, son.
Fuck all of y'all.
You love us.
Where's the chat so I can tell them to go fuck themselves?
No, they're right there, man. No one's in it yet, but hopefully they get in there soon. Here's the thing, though. So many topics to talk about tonight. We're going to be going through so much shit. But I'm going to go around and ask everybody how they're doing because I haven't even talked. I've been getting the show ready. These guys are playing Childish Gambino. Jet, what's the name of that song?
That was Hot Shower by Chance the Rapper.
That sounds awful.
That's one of those
Not
titles.
Gambino, as you said.
It's funny that, that's one of those titles of a song that, like, right when you read the title, you're like, okay, that's going to be a shitty song. But I actually like it. I think that's...
You like that? Out of all the garbage?
Dude,
Oh my
it has a
God.
flow. That's catchy.
No, yeah, the flow sucks.
Oh, see, dude, you can't top the flow no more, man.
Alan's-
Yes, I can. Your ass has a flow too. You really want to talk about that too?
Alan's just mad
if you
because he
want
didn't get
to.
hot showers.
I can top on my ass.
God, that fucking song is trash.
No, it's not. It's like, oh, it's
It is.
like, there's like a little like.
in an hour. Call your fucking lawyer. Stop making the song.
You do the same thing, by the way, but you do it fast.
I don't call my lawyer.
No, well, you probably would if you did one, but or if you had one. But the thing is, though, it's
If
like.
he did one.
If you did one.
Oh, I fucked up. Never mind. I was gonna talk shit, but now I just took an L, so I can't say nothing. Here's the thing, though. Ganja, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm not catching L yet.
Yeah, you're going to, but actually no. You did catch an L because why do you still have the side duck thing?
Side duck, bitch.
Jesus, that's a really lame Pokemon. And no one really talks about Psyduck a whole lot. Like, that's not a Pokemon that has like a shit.
Hey, that was a Pokemon that I always liked because I have an endearing thing with stupid characters in animation and
wonder why.
animal form. I know, I hang out with you, right? But like, it's just something I like. Like, he's just like an innocent little idiot. Like, you can't there's no malice. He's just dumb. Like, he's enjoyable.
I mean, like, I don't want to copy what fucking Alan just said. I almost called him Julian. I want to copy what you just said.
Fight
You're still
I'll
right.
fucking
You're still right.
fight you right now.
But the thing is, though, is like to copy Alan. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like, of course you would fucking like him. You always, because you're a person who you don't do a whole lot of like aggressive, like talking to people or talking shit. You're just like that silly fucking dude. It's funny how you get reactions out of people, pissing people off the way you do because it's like. It's Ganja. He doesn't.
I don't piss off people. I piss off one person in particular who wants to be an actor.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna make this in personal show or anything, but like we're probably gonna talk about that because I mean, what other time am I gonna be talking about fucking South Park as well as this particular fucking dude?
Do we have to really talk about South Park? Because this is my problem with South Park now. Is like I feel like I'm being baited into the hype of it, like where I have to discuss it now every time people are like, "Yo, man, they're just fucking revolutionary fucking ideas, bro."
And there you go. You might as well just say his name because that voice means just one particular fucking person. So,
God damn, did I summon him?
I think so. No, we'll probably talk about that in a little bit, though. I don't want to kind of force it or anything. But at the same time, though, That's one of the topics we talk about. Oh, Gary's over here in the chat. How you doing, Gary? I'm going to be working on the YouTube thing right now too, or the Facebook thing. But YouTube, I can see has Ryan Watson. He says, "What's the name of that song? It's a great song. Have you got that?"
No,
reference,
it's. Oh
please?"
my god, I'm starting to write people.
Talk to me, Muppet Man.
So he's saying, "What's the name of that song? Is a great song." Oh, huh? Do you guys know what that is? Because he's making a reference to something.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, shout. Sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll try to help you. But yeah, I'm curious what that is. Maybe you should write it down in the YouTube chat and everything too. I might even check it out. But the thing is, though, yeah, well, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Oh yeah, South Park. It's one of those things we're talking about. Might even do a review later on tonight. But before I continue on, Rox, how are you doing?
Hot damn, hot water, hot shot.
Oh
I'm
god,
doing
please
good.
stop.
Hot
My
damn,
lawyer's
I wanna hurt you.
I'm a call him in an hour.
Then call him.
No.
Is that actually a lyric, or did you just like spit some bars yourself?
No, that's the actual lyric.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Hold
I
it
was
up
about to
on
give you a big
Google.
old compliment and everything too. But yeah, no, Jed. By the way, when are you gonna change your avatar? Because I'm sick of looking at this dude's fucking red dick.
What?
I mean, there's another Mr. Mime out there. I mean, I could just change it to that one.
Is it just as
Jet-
fucking crazy?
Look, Jet
Maybe.
changes their fucking display pic like every several times a year, and they're always awful. So I get used to them quickly. Let's just leave it here. I didn't get used to another one.
Okay.
I mean, I could remove the sensor and just have a big old flopping dick or vagina out.
Oh my god.
Well, what's a big flopping vagina? Is that a thing? Does that happen?
Please stop.
It's the lips.
Dude, we really fit the chat tag fucking thing again. It's like we gotta keep talking about dicks or private parts. Every time we start
Why
a
do we
show.
have to start the show off with dick segment? Why?
Why not?
They're very
Yeah.
important. You wouldn't be here without dick, Alan.
You're
That's not
right.
important.
We started off
You're
with
right.
vagina.
Nick's the one that hired me.
We got one.
That was very good. Now let it fly. I'm looking over here in the chat though, in the Facebook chat. So I got to work. Hey, Max is saying, honestly, I'm disappointed you're not going to catch Thunder twice with Joker. We'll probably talk about that in a little bit if we have enough time. But yeah, you can catch Thunder if it's fucking good. Come on, man. Everyone wants to be so like this. We call that. Like,
Look,
this-
they can do it again. It's just I feel like the movie really tried to set itself up to try not to be a sequel film, and just from all the hypes around it, felt like it was going to be like one of those original first runs. But nah, Warner Bros. Needs that money, and that shit made $1 billion.
Yeah, and by the way, I guess we'll talk about it now. I mean, just make it really, really quick.
Yeah, we're
Joker
already
2.
in this bitch. Let's
Fuck
go.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Joker 2, apparently, and there's conflicting reports. Alan was kind of like informing me on that there are some people that are saying that this is going to happen. Some people are saying that it's not going to happen. There's many conflicting reports. And when it comes to movies like this, too, it's always going to be conflicting anyways because there's so much behind-the-scenes shit going on with this. But, Alan, how much of this do you feel like, okay, this is going to happen? Because for me, I'm 100%. Before this news came out, I was like, this is going to happen. Like, I'm not fucking stupid. But, Alan, where are you coming from?
Personally, I don't want this to happen, but objectively, I think that there's a lot of talking. As soon as like the opening weekend came out and it was making hundreds of millions of dollars, there was a conversation in the room. The reason why I don't know if this will happen is because like Venom 2 was already greenlit. Every Marvel movie for the next 5 years is already greenlit because they know to a certain degree they're going to get their money back. I don't think anybody knew that Joker would be the successful. I figured they thought, well, it's $50 million. We'll make $200-300 million. It'll be worth our investment. Nobody thought this was going to make $1 billion in any way, shape, or form. So now they're scamming like, well, can we make a sequel? Should we even? And honestly, like, will they make a sequel? Probably. It made enough money that I think it will make a sequel. But in all honesty, I don't think they should make a sequel. I think that they should use this movie as a platform to showcase that the DCU can tell smaller stories that can just be whatever they want to be. Like if Harley Quinn is a success, Aquaman was a success, Shazam was a success. All those are smaller, telling their own stories. They're not really connected. They don't really need to do an extended universe. Like they don't need to do a Joker 2. They just to be like, well, we're gonna do Mr. Freeze or some shit like that. We're gonna do another story that probably maybe takes some of the same aspects. And I think it would work way better because the thing about Joker, and I'm gonna go as a bit of spoilers, is about halfway, 2/3 of the movie. It's kind of explicitly told that a lot of the bullshit you've seen happen is actually just his imagination. That some of the shit just didn't happen. Like him and Zazie Beetz, I think the actress's name is. It's like showing like, oh, they're in a relationship and whatever the hell. Apparently that was just all made up in a fantasy in his head. Yeah. So it now gets to the point of like how much of the movie is real, especially the ending. Like some people are saying, oh, the entire movie is an imagination and he's just in an insane asylum. And I'm like, I think half the movie is real, half the movie is not. But if you do a sequel, well, you kind of answer the question. It's like, and then what are you going to do for a sequel?
The question, so because you could still kind of like, okay, he's still in the fucking cell or not
sure.
The cell, whatever, the padded room. But you can also like accentuate like, hey, he's still thinking these thoughts and he does escape. And you can kind of do the same thing, like, and that's kind of a cool thing that makes these almost infinite. You can make like fucking 10 movies because, by the time you get to the 9th movie, it's like, hey, by the way, from 2 to 8, that should never happen. This is a direct sequel to 1. You can do some
We're not
shit.
doing the Halloween movies again.
Well, that's gonna happen with everything. I'm pretty sure the Avengers are gonna be rebooted sometime. There's gonna be a new Tony Stark and all that shit. And they're gonna redo all that fucking crap because creativity is
Money.
Thank you very much. Money, just like Cardi B would say.
Money.
Look it over here too, though. So the Hollywood Reporter made a an article, whatever the case may be, a post about Todd Phillips and Scott Simon, all these guys already signed up to do the sequel, and then Deadline came out and said, no, that's not the case. There's like negotiations and shit, y'all. Like people just don't do that right away. So it's one of those things too where I'm thinking like, okay, without Scott Simon or Todd Phillips, can Joaquin Phoenix come back to portray the Joker and it still be as good without Todd Phillips? Because for me personally, none of Todd Phillips, like his directing style or his writing style, really went into Joker. Like that didn't feel like a Todd Phillips movie at all, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, because it was good and not a garbage fucking comedy. The problem with the idea of doing a Joker sequel, it's like I always said, it's like, how do you do a sequel to Inception? It's a movie about planting an idea into someone's fucking head and trying to, influence their life. How the fuck are you gonna do it again? You either do a prequel and basically just do the same fucking movie again, which that's the only way you can do prequel, or you do a sequel to the movie, and once again, it's called Inception, so you can really only do one of two things. You also have to acknowledge the ending of the last movie, which ruins the ending of the last movie. With Joker 2, it's like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do? Like, is he just gonna break out and he's just gonna go on wild hijinks and we're just gonna do Tim Burton's Batman? Like, the thing about how Joker ended is Joker ended in a place that is needed for the DCU to continue its existence. It ends in a situation where it's like, hey, Arthur Fleck, he called himself Joker, he did some crazy shit, and that could easily inspire the next Joker. Like 10 years, 15 years down the line, some guy's like, oh wow, I read this story, this guy's so crazy, I'm going to take the moniker of Joker, and he can become the Joker. If you do a sequel to it, it's like, are we trying to say that this is the same Joker that Batman goes up against? Like, I think it just fucking ruins it. And I'll fight you, Kirk, in the street.
Well, not that, but Roxy was telling me that they're trying to say that, oh, we're not going to do any fucking Bruce Wayne, there ain't going to be no Batman stuff. Bullshit. You said that the first time around.
Yeah, by the way, thank you very much for Christopher over Ray Nolan. Yeah, that's something I definitely agree with too. I feel like, and by the way, too, like this is one of the situations where Alan loves comic book movies so much that his passion kind of seems through, and like we're talking about Todd Phillips and Joker, he's like, and somehow Christopher Nolan like just jumps in the party. He's like, man, you like him so much that you found a way to bring that motherfucker up.
Well, again, I brought in the reason I picked up Chris. Okay, I could have easily gone that movie Bank Heist. It was a fucking garbage. It was a garbage ass Bank Heist fucking movie. What are you gonna do a sequel to that? Another fucking Bank Heist? It's like when you do such a simple. Would you use such a simple one note idea? Doing a sequel to that becomes Die Hard had this exact same problem. Of the first Die Hard is the best Die Hard of like, oh man, this normal average everyday cop, he is just trapped in this building filled with terrorists, and well, what's he gonna do? Well, he's gonna use his cop training, he's gonna be scrappy, he's gonna do anything he can to survive, save his family, save the people. That's cool. What's the second one? He's trapped at an airport. Oh, are we gonna do the same thing? I fucking guess, except it's gonna be a bit crazier. What's the third one? No, this time he's outside. He's no longer in some fucking building or airport. And it just was fucking weird. And it just kept going of like, the movies just kept falling apart because Die Hard is a interesting, amazing one-note movie. And one note doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. A lot of action movies are one note. But then trying to do consistent sequels to that ruined the fucking product. And now we're Die Hard fucking 5 and we're like, holy shit. Yeah. So for me, it's like when you have a one-note movie, don't do a fucking sequel to it. John Wick, like 1, it could have ended right there and I would have been happy. But what did they do John Wick 2? They didn't just try to do the same movie. They said, fuck it, we're going to do this crazy, like, espionage fucking movie for the sequel. It's like, okay, it was a very different kind of movie.
But the thing is, too, is like, I feel like that's just one of those reasons, like, okay, these guys were not the best writers, the guys who actually came on and did the sequel to everything. Because of the fact that it's like, you could turn anything into a fucking, like, continued story as long as you had the efforts and the intelligence and talent to do it. Like, to be honest, man, Joker's a movie about a fucking clown who's a villain, and yet we found a way to make a movie where he's like the only person in a movie, so he's technically the protagonist. And I'm like, that's because of good, like, I want to say good writing, but it's just, it took thought power to do that. Because for me personally, if someone said, hey man, make a movie about a villain, but make him the protagonist, but don't give him anything to fucking do except for dance on the goddamn like Brooklyn fucking staircase, I'm like, yeah, that'd be hard to do. And that's why the guys who actually made Joker like got paid the big bucks, because it's like they fucking did it. They found a way.
Okay, and the thing is when we talk about greenlighting movies and greenlighting sequels right away, This movie, like, they probably had no idea. They probably were never planning to make a sequel at all. So, like, you know what? Just make a, because it ends very definitively. Something Ganjo always points up. It's like it ends at a point where they don't have to make a sequel. This is gonna be a situation like Lego Movie Part 2 or Frozen Part 2, where it's like we never expected to make a sequel to this fucking movie. So what the fuck are we gonna do? Well, let's just do what made the first one work, and it's not gonna work out because they never expected this to be a 2-movie or 3-movie deal. This was a 1-movie deal. So they're scramming right now. It's like, do you have an idea for the second one? We'll pay you like $30 million. Like, well, I fucking got nothing.
Yeah. By the way, too, I see that Boosh, which is Marcus Short, he's like, are you guys on Twitch? Yes, we're on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all at the same time, so whatever's easier for you to watch.
We all up in there, bro.
Yeah. Also, too, we're on Double Toasted back again, so when you go watch Double Toasted Extravaganza, you can watch us on the DT chat. That's even easier for you. But just don't post any weird-ass gifts, because then I have to block you and the whole fucking thing happens.
Nah, you like that shit, Diaz. Don't lie.
No, I do not. Don't tell, especially with Gary in the chat. But... Roxy, are you a little irritated that there might be a slight chance of Joker 2? Because I feel like you and both you and Jed kind of had an issue with the weird like incel craziness that was going on. What are you feeling about Joker 2 possibly happening or not?
I don't want Joker 2 Electric Boogaloo. Just leave it. It's fine. Like, I understand that there's people that want to go more in depth with it. Like, well, like, I want to see Joker in, like, the mental facility. Okay, it's a good starting point, but where do you go from there? There has to be some kind of plot. There has to be some kind of story. And my thing is, if they do go with, like, showing him and that whole, like, going through group therapy and taking medicine and stuff like that, that right there is an opportunity to bring in a lot of fucking fan service and a lot of fucking jacking off. Because say he's in, like, a group... Okay, just hear me out. It's probably going to happen.
Oh, I know
if someone wants it to happen. Picture he's in group therapy with a bunch of people. They're gonna bring some bullshit in there like, oh hey, here's Pamela Isley. Here's fucking Selena Kyle. Here's fucking Lex Luthor. He's like all these fucking people. Say like Two-Face is like bipolar and has like a skin condition.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy's cool. They're gonna try and take everything that they have and try to make them more humanized. Also add some human service bullshit in there and some psychology shit in there.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a big old circle jerk, and I don't want to see it. Because, okay, the thing that I looked into, there's a nerdy dude who I get all my movie news from, because he's been pretty accurate, and he has, I guess, allegedly people in the business.
Okay.
And what he got out of it was basically that what they want to do is they want to do like a dark, gritty reboot or character thingy, basically what Marvel's doing. For not each and every character, but any of the interesting characters. Like, it was another theory that I brought up with Ganja, which might sound convoluted, but it kind of makes sense in a way. Say we start off with Joker, and then from there, what was some of the main themes that you noticed in Joker? Politics. Who's someone that's kind of political in the DC universe? Lex Luthor.
Or Two-Face.
You tie that. You could tie that to Two-Face or Lex Luthor, and if you go to Lex Luthor, you could go to a dark and gritty fucking Superman movie. And it just goes on from there. It's just enough being enough. Yeah. It's too much. Just stop. It's good as it is. Don't take it any more farther than it needs to be. It's an interesting concept to further explore, but once you explore that, it takes all the fun, the air of mystery, the intrigue, the what-ifs out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, another thing too is like there might be a slight chance for maybe Riddler to have some kind of mental.
Oh fuck no.
Well, I mean, once again, I don't know if Alan's coming because Alan has certain reasons behind why he says fuck no to things, and I don't know if like you just hate Jim Carrey so much that you hate the
Riddler. Not because of Jim Carrey. I just fucking think the Riddler's a loser.
They might make him schizophrenic.
Oh, watch me! He's the lamest villain in history. All he does is these elaborate fucking like almost like discount saw fucking things, but he leaves a riddle only so that super smart people can answer. It's like, oh my fucking god. Like I fucking think he's so fucking lame. Like Mr. Freeze, like, oh man, I have this like dichotomy because I want to save my wife, and in order to do that, I gotta like do all this like crime and harm people in order to actually save her. So you're like conflicted, like looking at it, because like, wow, he's trying to save a loved one, but he also just murdered like 20 people just so that he can, save her. So you're like, you can play with that in a movie. You have a, Killer Croc, where it's like, he was born this way and he doesn't know how to control himself. So you have that kind of sympathy, You have Clayface, you could do anything with. What do you have with Riddler? I wrote a riddle on the wall.
I feel like with Killer Croc, he might be like the result of like incest or inbreed to try to make him like more humanized.
That'd be weird as fuck. But like, I don't want to say that incest is interesting. I guess you could say it's ancestering.
Shut up.
I don't know, maybe his fucking daddy fucked a crocodile and then got in with his wife and somehow the DNA mixed in together and then
No, that could be.
Goddamn Crocodile Dundee fucking them crocodiles.
Well, no. Why can't it have something to do with Krypton? By the way, too. Like, you know, maybe like somebody from the Superman universe has sex with somebody from Earth, and then like that person was connected with the fucking reptiles or something like Shape of Water, and then you know it's like. Holy shit, you know, like, because no one really, like, it's kind of like the Force, that Krypton energy is not really explained ever, I don't think. I mean, I'm not a big reader on the comics.
What do you mean by Krypton energy?
Well, like, that shit, like, what do you call that?
The kryptonite?
Yeah, kryptonite. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, kryptonite is just radiation. It's, what it was is, and they do go into it, basically, it's radioactive pieces of its home world, but it just acts exactly the same as radiation poisoning on Earth, so it's like, it's just faster.
Well, yeah, but I mean, shit gets fantastical. Like, even the things that we actually already have on Earth that's in these things, it's like, they're not explained all the way through. You know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, they kind of explain, like, it's radiation. So, radiation, we have radiation on Earth now, so we know how that fucking reacts. But at the same time, it's like, when you look at, like, video games, like Fallout, like, radiation acts like how it would, but then, like, they kind of take it a little bit further. And yet, with comic books, I mean, I'm telling you, like, in real life, we would never get a doomsday over radiation, wherever the fuck the storyline was. You know what I mean? So it's like, they can take it a certain way.
Again, what the thing is what they want to do is, they literally just created it because one of the things was like, yeah, it's too powerful. So they just literally just made it up like, hey, we're going to create this thing called kryptonite as a way to kind of the folly of his past and whatever the fuck they came up with. And they're like, well, what's it going to look like? They're like, well, if it's radioactive, let's just treat it like radiation. What does radiation do to people? Well, it makes them weaker and it makes them tired. And if they stay around it too long, they'll die. They're like, okay. And instead of having 45 pages of him slowly dying of radiation poisoning, we'll make it instant.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. That really works really well. So that way Lex Luthor's going to get his hands on it. And what's Lex Luthor going to do? Well, he's going to do experiments. Well, there are different kinds of radiation. Let's do different kinds of stuff like that. So it's like, but I do get a lot of what Roxy's saying. It's like, they might just try to use this as like, oh, let's just, because the MCU eventually did the formula of, well, this is what every fucking, you know, MCU movie is going to be. Like every starter one has very similar ties to, you know, Iron Man 1. It's like, as much as I want to see a freaking Mr. Freeze story, I think they should just, instead of trying to like make sequels to this, they should just use this to make different villain stories.
Yeah, but before we get off of this, I want to ask Jet really quick. Wow. Wait, by the way, did I just say before we get off on this, I'm not that excited by the fucking thing.
Yes, fucking cool. Oh,
the universe. Oh, wait, I'm doing Mexican. Anyways, hey, Jet, really quick, I'm gonna ask you. You've been talking shit about Joker. You're never gonna watch a movie, but did you expect before this came out? Because obviously everyone knows that when it makes so much money, it's gonna get a sequel. But like before it was so successful, did you think there was going to be a Joker 2, etc., or you were like, no, it's gonna be a one-off?
You think people would really only expect one Joker movie? People love Joker movies out there, but the thing is, I'm not gonna watch it. I haven't watched the first one. I'm tired of Joker. I find him just as annoying as Batman, Superman. I think he's used just as much. I really don't care what happens.
Yeah. And I understand where you're coming from. I love this movie so much because I feel like you. I was like, yeah, I'm sick of Joker 2, and I want to hear all this the Dark Knight Joker share. It's so fucking great. But man, this movie like really entertained the fuck on me. I love this movie. I can't wait for it to be on Blu-ray. I'm gonna watch this shit again. But
and
it's
thing
like
about sequels too is like sequels are rarely ever better than like first movie. Like, are people really expecting it to be good?
I mean, the thing is like, no, I don't even think people are expecting it to be good, but they just want to see Walking Phoenix.
I mean, if it even happened, like, I'm pretty sure like it's a rumor right now, but it's kind of.
I think they'll do it because the same thing happened with Wonder Woman 2, where people like I don't think they expected to make a sequel to Wonder Woman, and people were clamoring so much for Patty Jenkins to be the director. So it's like, and that happened. So it's like maybe.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, can they find another villain to fucking talk about? Can they please? Can they stop with fucking Batman and Joker? Can they please? Does it always have to be those two? Always. There's so many goddamn Batman villains. Can you please focus on something else?
Really quick too.
God.
Fuck! Son of a bitch!
Fuck!
Fucking hey! Good God, y'all.
I mean, I guess they're focusing on someone else, but shut the hell! I'm trying to
turn
talk
off
shit
your
about
notifications.
Joker. No, that's for my pill. But anyway, I guess they're talking about more villains. But the thing is, they do this weird thing is where they basically put all their villains in just one movie, so it's just a big old fucking mess to where no one really gets development. Like fucking Suicide Squad, they got a bare fucking minimum of development. Just like, Why would you do that? Why are you putting so many characters in one fucking movie thinking that it's gonna turn out okay?
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. Like honestly too, like they
They're
try
like 20 goddamn characters in one fucking movie, and then saying like, "Oh, people don't want to see movies about fucking villains and shit. They only want to see the fucking Joker." How about giving them the same treatment you give Joker, and giving them some fucking standalone shit instead of pushing them into one fucking movie and giving them no fucking development?
That's what I've been saying, but Alan won't listen. No,
I don't trust me. If I ran the entire fucking movie industry, comic book industry, it would have gone downhill a long time ago.
Like fucking 20 goddamn Batman and Joker movies. Shit.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. But here's the thing, though. You know what else is bullshit, Jet?
What?
Your internet.
It is.
Yeah, no. You
I'm
gotta
gonna keep
yourself
talking
internet.
until I leave.
Yeah,
Wait.
you gotta get Ethernet cable. I'm gonna buy you one, and then your whole family's gonna be like, "What the
I
fuck's
can
that big
buy
ass cord?"
goddamn Ethan. Wait, hold on. Oh, don't speak. Don't speak.
Don't speak.
She just laughed.
Goddamn Ethernet cable. The thing is, I don't want that shit going through my goddamn kitchen. You know how many people walk around this goddamn house is we'll have to go through the kitchen, then go down some stairs, and then get plugged up to the goddamn router. You know how
Yeah, that's not that difficult. You usually just I do the exact same thing. You just kind of staple it to the side of the wall and run along the wall. Don't sit there and get a
do
fucking
you think, Alan?
yeah,
Alan,
staple
do
gun,
you
not a
think-
staple from like a staple gun. Like this
No.
isn't a difficult concept.
That's a good
Do
idea.
you honestly think my dad and my mom, who are
Motherfucker.
obsessed with how nice something looks, want this fucking wire going from my room through the kitchen, down the stairs, and then hang up from the fucking router? No.
Okay,
No.
you could easily I'm not telling you to fucking get a bedazzled fucking Ethernet cord. Just get a white one and run alongside of crown molding.
That's not the point, Alan. The point is,
What do you mean it's not the point? I literally have it by fucking self.
Okay,
Like,
that's
I did it
for you,
myself.
but, like, okay, there's a lot of people in the house. People are gonna trip over it. Say something gets fried. Say something gets cut. It gets caught onto something. Someone trips over it. There's a lot of reasons why it would just be so fucking
But there's
cumbersome.
ways you
and
can work
don't wanna deal with
around it, and ways
I'm
you can
not
hide it.
stapling anything to my fucking wall.
It's not stapling to the. Oh my god! You act like it's gonna fucking be right in the middle of the wall.
Alan.
Like you can run it
No.
alongside the
I
fucking.
want to
No.
take a picture. I want to take
edging,
a
like-
picture of the
No.
outside of my room and see why
I
that
will
would
fucking
not work.
if I had a wireless webcam, I'd fucking
It's
show you
also
like the
like
fucking line.
by that wall you're talking about. Guess what? There's chairs right there, and people are always sitting there. Guess what they do? They kick their feet.
You
do you
can
think's gonna
find a
happen?
way to make that work. It's just gonna take a little bit of ingenuity
Alan,
and time.
okay, at what
Oh my
point are you
gosh.
gonna realize that you're not gonna win this one? I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah, even
You're-
Kirk is telling me I'm not gonna win, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it's just
Like,
reading
yeah,
the
I don't know
room,
what
son.
I'm talking about. It's not like I've never done it before. As I look at the two houses I've done it.
Oh my god. Anyways, really quick. though,
My
so
dad,
this-
one wire coming out my room, he's gonna go crazy. He doesn't even like one thing out of place. You honestly think he wants to see some cord basically going through right there underneath his fucking granite island, straight down the stairs, where it'd be like, oh my god, all these fucking cords. What the fuck?
It would. Oh,
You
yeah,
want-
okay, yeah.
stand them.
Oh my god, we can hide them. We can move them to the side. We can make
No.
it so that no one would notice them.
No,
It's not gonna work, Alan.
Oh, okay, fine. Keep having your fucking shitty internet then.
So here's
I
the thing,
notice everything.
Well, Alan, that's what I'm dealing with because it's not gonna work.
Then keep bitching about it and don't do anything about it then. Fine.
though. You always trying to get the last word on it. She was gonna stop. Alan.
Don't die on this hill, Alan. Just
Oh,
die.
I already did.
He has not met a fucking hill he hasn't died on. Every single fucking hill has one of his goddamn corpses over there, like on a fucking arc timer, about to like dissipate. After
Respawning like fucking Tom Cruise and shit.
Exactly, man. It's fucking ridiculous. But here's the thing, though, Alan. No, fuck you. I'm not even talking about you. I don't know why I said your name. Sorry, but Ganja.
No one likes you.
Yeah.
Ruthless was in the chat talking about how he's watching the debate, whatever the case may be. Really quick, is there anything that we should be aware of really quick? Like, is there anything you want to state before like some crazy shit happens tonight? Because I'm surprised you're even with me and not actually watching it yourself.
Vote guillotine. That's about it.
Vote guillotine?
Hey, for real,
Yeah.
real.
Honestly, all right. So I'm not watching the debate, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, if I was sneaking a fucking viewership on the side, I'll be able to update you on this. But I gotta check them out later. Now, when
I
it
got
comes to
you.
the whole impeachment thing, I gotta check it out again. This is something that's developing. So I heard there was a heated discussion between the guy that recently went onto the podium. Besides that, this is all development stuff. So if you want a real in-depth analysis of all this stuff that's going on with the impeachment process and the debates, go check out the Mighty Podcast on the Metropolis Network, and that's when we really get into nitty-gritty on politics. Here, I want to talk about PP jokes and movies.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I just want to bring it up really quick in case there is something I'm not fucking understanding. But apparently there's not a whole lot. Which, by the way, speaking of that, the impeachment thing, keep in mind, people, if he gets impeached, Mike Pence comes in. So, like, just let him write out his fucking stupid thing.
That's not how it works.
Let's take Pence with him.
Okay. I thought that's how it worked. That's why I was, like, scared. I was like, why
No, your whole cabinet gets taken out.
Oh, really? That's fucking awesome. Impeach the son of a bitch. But anyways, moving on from all that fucking shit. Something else that was going on that many people are. I mean, for me, this is like just as ridiculous as fucking politics. I don't know how people can even do this and get away with it, but there was a big ass rumor talking about Sonic and how the redesign that they did cost $35 million. Which, by the way, I was like, wow, it doesn't look that fucking good. $35 million just to do a redesign of this fucking CGI character that looks like shit anyways. Fucking doesn't make sense. But apparently it was $5 million. Now, where in the fuck did we miss the calculations where you add $30 million on the actual cost of this thing? And by the way, too, why is it worth $5 million?
Okay, well, what your second question? I can't answer why CG costs that kind of money. Computers, rendering, people working. I don't think it was 5 million. I think 35 is the real number, and I think they're hiding it. Because I think if they blow up the budget to $120 million, they're afraid they're going to lose money. But if they keep it at $5 million, that means their budget stays under $100 million, and it'll look like a success day week one.
And Jet, you're such a stickler for design and everything too, and just how characters look and how they appear on fucking movies and shows. Was this worth $5 million? Like, when you look at it, I mean, how are you feeling about the Sonic redesign? Because I don't even think we talked about this too much.
The thing is, the animations were already in there, so that also goes into it as well. So $5 million actually is would honestly be believable as well.
But, like, when you're looking at this, though, like, do you feel like, okay, good thing they did that. Now I want to watch a movie. Like, did this win you over, seeing how fucking... The movie is still the same. It's still stupid, goddamn.
My thing is, the design looks way better. The thing is, they could have did that in the first place. They knew that design was bad, but they had to get backlash for them to do it right. Like, what were they expecting? Putting out a design that basically they thought was good. They knew that design was bad.
We appreciate that they went back and even bothered doing it.
Well,
my thing is, if you're gonna actually use something that people actually grew up loving and shit, and then do that to it, yeah, you should get backlash for it because you're trying to make money off a product that people actually really love. Why didn't you have this design in the first place?
Yeah, that's
the thing is that
weird.
Just proves that these people who did this movie weren't Sonic fans, because the Sonic fan would not put that fucking design out. They did this for money. It's a good thing that they went back and redesigned it, because actual fans, although I'm pretty sure they would have saw it anyway, will actually be more appreciative over this.
Yeah, and
one of the I was gonna say one of the conspiracy theories is that this was all they always would have planned for this design, but they just released a shitty trailer to get backlash and just use that for fucking advertising.
Well,
that is some fucking 4D chest if that's the case.
Well, here's the big conspiracy theory that I feel, and I've read this a couple times too, so don't think I'm like kind of coming up with this on my own, because I don't give a fuck that much.
Straight from the article known as Diaz's ass.
No, the actor Sonic looks like James Marsden article. So looking into this, the reason why that's the case. No, you're laughing, but this makes sense, and I mean, you can call me stupid, but here's the thing. I would actually understand this. The reason why that character, the first design, looks like that is because in the other world, Sonic is James Marsden's character from like the opposite dimension, and these two characters are the same person, like a Spider-Verse. Notifications. But these two characters, they literally are the same guy, and they're just like mirrored. So then when they come up together, it's like, what? What the fuck? You look like me. It's like, fucking almost like Pokemon Detective. Yeah, like I feel like they're the same guy. And that
I kind of want to see this movie if that's the case now, because this free design, they couldn't like reshoot the film. All they could do is just redesign Sonic. So all the movie's gonna follow the same exact plotline people who saw it previously before the redesign of the character.
And it would be silly if they are the same character now, because they don't look the same anymore.
Oh man, I kind of want that.
Okay, holy shit. How are we going to break this down? I need a chart, paper, ruler, and some scissors. First of all, they don't look the same. Let's just start right off the bat with that.
Right,
I do not in any way, shape, or form think those two motherfuckers. Oh wow, his fucking mouth is open, the nose kind of looks up. That's about it. They look nothing fucking alike.
Okay, let me
Holy
ask you this,
shit.
Alan, really quick. Do you think they got James Marsden because he's such a good fucking actor? No, they got him because
they got James Marsden because he's cheap and pretty.
They could have got a cheaper motherfucker. He's just a generic white dude.
Yeah, he's a generic white dude. He's cheap and pretty. That's it.
Alan, I would literally have an orgasm if this movie comes out and what I said is fucking true, and you guys sit there and be.
You just
"Oh,
said
I'm
that
sorry."
it wasn't you that came up with it, so.
No, I know, but you always like fight so hard, like be.
I like
halfway
that he
in.
threatened you with busting a man nut.
I know, in his name. No, go ahead, Alan. I'm
Like,
sorry.
motherfucker, you're not gonna watch this.
You are, and you're gonna be the dumb shit at the movie. They're like, oh,
Day fucking won.
I
Day
know.
fucking won.
fucking stupid. But no, like, what was your point?
Oh,
I
What
interrupted
the fuck
you.
was that sound?
Oh shit!
What happened?
Oh,
You
oh,
okay?
your mic jumped and it hurt my ears.
That was me?
Somebody's
No.
mic jumped.
I think it was Nick.
Oh, my bad. Shit. I don't know what the fuck.
Sound like a
going on.
fucking Zubat going off.
Okay, then it must have been me then. My bad. Shit, I don't know what's going on with my fucking on my equipment. But no, but like, so hopefully the chat didn't hear it too. They're probably like, oh, yikes, what the fuck?
Yeah, no one's saying anything, chat. But as far as the second parts of that, where it's like they're the same character kind of stuff, I don't really see that either, because to me this just is like the typical kind of like, oh, I'm this weird kind of CG character from another world, and I meet this weird straight guy that has to fucking deal with my bullshit for some fucking reason.
JP says, yes, we will, because we actually like something, not like you, Birdman, motherfucker. Yeah.
You'll be the first one to hate this because it doesn't live out the true Sonic fucking lore.
Have you noticed those?
Well, not only that, it doesn't give you like any fucking furry hentai that you guys have come accustomed to.
Yeah. Crostum too, I like that.
That's what-
You guys haven't gotten Crostum to hentai.
Y'all haven't got close to this hentai like he has.
But Rox, aside from feeling pain from me just screaming so fucking loud into the mic, which I apologize for, I mean, my theory, and also not my theory, this whole James Marsden looking like Sonic thing, I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Or am I fucking crazy?
You're crazy already, but I do see some similarities.
Alan, see that?
Just because you get 100 right people doesn't make your opinion any more wrong.
But, like, what do you think's
What?
the case? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I said either.
The $5 million aspect of this, do you feel like that was worth making these changes, Rox? Or do you, I mean, like, what are you feeling about the whole redesign in general?
I'm feeling like both ways. I'm like feeling a lot of what a Jet's feeling. Like y'all could have made this like right in the first place if y'all just hired someone that fucking played Sonic when they were little.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if this really did happen, I feel bad for all the animators that had to go like into fucking overdrive just to finish this shit.
Straight pile driving that animation board.
Dude,
Are they getting paid? Are they getting like paid fucking overtime for like everything that happened to them?
Yeah, I'm
Because
actually,
they got to go through a fucking lot.
I'm thinking too of like, imagine like how like chaotic that fucking like room is when everyone's working on this, and like one administrator comes in like, get to work, make that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, this is Sonic and you're making it scary. Like my children might not eat over this fucking hedgehog. Like holy shit. That's
Where
how
was Daddy when I first learned to walk? Making a hedgehog.
making
If
a
I could
motherfucker
pay the-
run.
I was gonna say, if I could pay the fucking what you call it, the animators directly, I fucking would.
Because
Well,
that's
yeah,
part of the
anyone
reason
would.
why I want to see the movie. Like, if all the people that worked on it, well, the second time around,
By the way, I just
if all the people that worked like the second time around put so much work and overtime into it, I want to make sure that they're getting paid. So that's a part of the reason why I want to see it.
I want to properly respect Alan's just like his wholesome personality right now. This guy just said, if I had an infinite amount of money, I would pay for them. Thank you, Alan.
That's not what I said.
It was basically
I
just saying,
said-
it's like if I had the money, I would do it. It's like,
No, I
anyone
said
would.
if I could pay the animators directly, like if I could hand them the money as opposed to the fucking greedy corporation that fucking drove these people into the fucking early grave because of this shit. I don't want to pay the fucking corporations. I want to give it directly to the people that fucking worked on
But
this
Alan,
shit.
you know what? I'll beat you. If I can stop world starvation, I'd do that.
No, you wouldn't.
I probably wouldn't. Yeah, you're right.
I know you well enough that you wouldn't. You'd beat it up.
I would actually just make the Smash Ultimate Universe and just have these fucking characters fight, so everyone could be like, "Yay!" for fucking 4
Man,
years.
they'll never make a Smash fucking Bros movie.
Don't say that.
They have the longest fiction ever fiction ever
Fiction,
written by
Yeah, nonfiction. Smash Bros is real.
I keep forgetting like which one's which.
Yo,
like
Jeff.
which one's the fake one?
Yo, Jet, bro, it's not real, dog. It's not
It's
real.
not.
No, I don't blame her for
But-
confusing it. But nonfiction is real. Fiction is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but and then there's times where we're just like, wait a second, am I right?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
That was the left and right thing too.
But yeah, like the longest fiction ever written, the Super Smash Brothers fiction that's still going on today.
But wait, longest fiction, like what do you mean, like as far as like the universe and how long, like how many years that these characters have been fighting, or something?
I'm trying to remember if it was basically the longest written thing ever or the longest written just fiction story ever written.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The longest
probably
yard.
the fiction part, honestly.
Yeah, like I got worried when you first started. Like Smash has the longest dick. I'm like, what?
What?
Smash got 8
What was that
features on
sensitive?
us.
Speaking of the Smash universe, I want to bring up something really quick too. Not a whole lot can be said about this other than the fact that I'm hyped over this because I'm so glad that one of
What's
my
up?
favorite franchises is actually doing well. Pokemon Sword and Shield sets some new records in Japan. Which, by the way, do you have this, Alan? The Pokemon?
No,
heard that game was trash.
honestly, I've never really. I get people. I get.
like turn-based.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's exactly why. And the thing is, I get why people like it. You know, interesting characters, interesting world, and a lot of cool stuff going on. I never could get into it. So it's like, I'm actually not surprised it's breaking records, it's breaking sales. The Switch is fucking everywhere. I have a fucking Switch. And again, this sells in Japan more than in North America in a lot of cases. So it's like it's weird that I heard so many, like, leading up to it, I heard so many issues with trying to get the engine right. The frame rate was having issues. The fucking the world itself just didn't look that good. They couldn't get all the Pokemon in. So I'm surprised that it didn't come out to like negative reviews or whatever because of just how many issues I heard prior.
Yeah, I mean, man, when it comes to games, it's like if a game doesn't have issues, I'm like, is this even a game that came out this year? Like, I don't know, because that happens so fucking often. Gaming industry, motherfuckers, why don't you make something right? Or you take my fucking money. But anyways, here's the thing though. Looking at this, apparently it spiked Switch consoles in the UK by 30%, and then you're talking about the Japan numbers and whatnot, and how they usually sell way better over there than anywhere else.
Yep.
Over here it says highest opening for a Switch game in Japan, beating the record set by Smash. Number 2
Yeah.
is more than doubling the opening sales of Let's Go last year, which, by the way, that was going to happen no matter what, because Let's Go,
Yeah.
right away, that had a very, very bad response from people because of the whole wild Pokemon thing and all that kind of shit. And plus, too, like, the phone thing is like, people are just sick of hearing Pokemon Go. Like, even when Ganjo was playing that shit in fucking Miami, I was like, put the shit down, fuck you. But
You were just jealous.
that too, because my phone can't fucking do anything because I have a fucking Note 3. But
Because you've had a fucking phones, it's like the fucking dawn of the internet.
yeah, pretty much. Number 3 here, lower than mainline entries from the. Okay, actually, I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, but
Okay, so what it is they're talking about the sales and mainline entries like Pokemon Silver, whatever the hell, for the 3DS. I think that those games did better than this one.
yeah, exactly. But here's the one thing that's kind of weird to me too is that when you go over here, and I don't know if this is from Mitsu, the guys who actually put out the records, but this says $60 Switch game versus $40 3DS game means total revenue was still similar, because they sold more
Fair.
3DS games. But why was this $60, especially when Pokemon Sword and Shield are two separate games technically released on the same day? I feel like the numbers would be way higher if they were both $40 games. Is that something that can't happen nowadays? Them being sold for 40?
I think what it is the reason all 3DS games were sold for 40 is because of the fact that the system itself could only manage so much, so it couldn't do full scale games. But the thing is since the Switch is a console, so it's able to actually like handle, it's able to do more stuff with it. Look at Breath of the Wild. You can never fit Breath of the Wild on 3DS. Breath of the Wild is a full-fledged game. Smash is a full-fledged game. So this Pokemon game was supposed to be one of the first ones since the 64 that is a full-fledged console game. So that's why it gets to the full-fledged console prices.
And to read more of the Game Right article over here too, I'm pretty much going to say what you said earlier. The most pressing issue has been the studio's decision to remove a number of iconic characters from the Pokedex, and then players have also cited bugs, technical faults, and other issues as major complaints about the sequel. So the thing is, looking at this, you don't fuck with people's nostalgia, man. I mean, people will complain about like those super popular Avengers movies if you're like, hey, it's not like the comics, man. I want Thanos to fuck the Reaper and some dumb shit like that. Like, we don't fuck with
Don't
people,
fuck the Reaper.
I love it. And we also need more cowbell. But no, man, fucking yeah, you shouldn't. I mean, look at Terminator: Dark Fate. People were mad about, and I can spoil it now, so don't get fucking mad, people. But like, John Connor dies in the very beginning. People were upset. I'm like, dude, you guys are so lost in a fucking movie that came out 20 years ago. It's like, dude, we want Terminator to do something different. But the thing they did different, we're fucking mad. It's like, well, then go watch Terminator 2. Don't see the new movie then.
We want it different, but we want it exactly the same.
Yeah. It's like, and I mean, I disagree with them, but at the same time, it's like, this is a thing that's happened a lot with a ton of content. So don't fuck with people's nostalgia. Detective Pikachu, that movie showed maybe like 200 Pokemon. Not even more than that. Probably not even that much. But they still have Charizard, they still have Pikachu. It's like, that's the reason why that was so successful, because everyone's love for Pokemon, especially like older adults, they're like, oh, my childhood, it's on screen, let's go see it.
Oh, man, my childhood.
But I tell you, if they have fucking Score Bunny or
No.
Trottodile or whatever the fuck, that would not be interesting if it was called that shit,
Again, what made Detective Pikachu work is that any Pokemon on screen, for the most part, filled in some importance to the plot. It was just, oh hey, look at the Pokemon. Let's forget about it. Every Pokemon there was important, and it's like that's what made that movie work.
And we were saying, Jet? I'm sorry I interrupted you because I'm me.
No, it's not that. I was just thinking about something. You could really tell the people who did Detective Pikachu actually love like fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Unlike the people who are doing Sonic, who, you know, only have Sonic in there, yet everyone who loves Sonic loves all the characters in there, yet they only put in Sonic.
Yeah. No, it's weird, man. Because I didn't think this was gonna be good.
I've been thinking about that shit a lot. Like, so Sonic, who's always known to be with Tails and all that other shit, they only put Sonic in this movie. with just some random dude.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the fucking after credit teaser is gonna be like Tails or Shadow.
Should have at least had like two of those fucking like Sonic people, like at least two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm looking at this.
Hell, even the Smurf had more than one fucking Smurf. Yogi Bear at least had Boo Boo.
Yo, Boo Boo, our movie was shitty too.
All of these other fucking adaptations at least had, like, most of the time had someone else, but somehow Sonic is the only one in here. Well, except for maybe Robotnik, but I mean, like, that's a human character.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like when it comes to nostalgia with anything, I mean, like yeah, like you talk about Sonic, yeah, you guys kind of fucking with him, like have Sonic look like Sonic, get it right the first time. Don't be fucking with people's like what they remember about these characters. So it's like, yeah, I totally get why maybe the sales didn't go even more crazy with the Pokemon Sword and Shield thing. People are complaining about that, and I can tell you right now, like that affected hardcore, like the way they did the first Sonic fucking design. So yeah, just stop fucking people's nostalgia. It's really that simple. Moving on from that, I'm curious what you guys think about this. Elizabeth Banks. Which,
oh no.
Yeah, Alan brought this to my attention more so than anything else. I mean, I was gonna talk about it, but then I changed my mind. And then hearing what Alan had to say, I'm like, yeah, we definitely gotta bring this shit up. Elizabeth Banks is facing some backlash for, well, there's more than this, but this particular topic. She was saying Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel belong to a male genre, which for that dude, that confused the fuck out of me because that doesn't make no goddamn sense whatsoever. Maybe you can describe this to me and explain to me more so where she's coming from.
So what ended up happening is it was during I think the weekend when Charlie's Angels came out, and it bombed because shocked and fucking nobody wants to see a garbage movie with a garbage trailer. The issue is she basically pulled I can't remember who the director was for Ghostbusters, but came out the same thing saying, oh, the reason people didn't watch is because males don't want to see strong female-led characters. Oh, they want to see the 37 sequels to Spider-Man and the 100 Marvel movies. They don't want to see anything with strong female, representation. To which everyone goes, what are you talking about? Halloween made like $100 million. Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel made like almost $1 billion a piece. Like, we just didn't want to see a movie that didn't look that good. Whereas people are just going to the wazoo. It's like saying these things exist. The problem with a lot of other statements is there an underrepresentation of females in Hollywood? Of course there fucking is. There's been for the entirety of Hollywood existing. But to neglect the progress is fucking detrimental to the progress itself. Because there are movies that are coming out that people are anticipating. Even though Jet hates, Black Widow, a Black Widow movie's coming out. There have been a ton of female-led superhero movies that have come out and are coming out.
Yeah, and my whole thing too is like I get where she's coming from, but it's like I went back and I looked at the box office for Charlie's Angels from 2000 and then the Full Throttle sequel, whatever. They made a shit ton of money, so it's like to say like this whole thing like that this stopped being a thing where women can't get their cinematic box office numbers high. Like the whole 2000s was not the case for that. And Captain Marvel, I mean, like that's being a guy movie. I don't see that at all because, granted, yeah, the audience is gonna be men going to this fucking movie, but like Brie Larson, people know who Brie Larson is, man. It's not just like a comic thing.
It's a mixture of the people that hate Brie Larson for whatever fucking reason. I think it's because she talked a lot of shit during the Captain America days.
Mm-hmm.
Not Captain America, but what she was doing. What the fuck is it called? Fuck. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Like everyone was on her shit over that. And the biggest thing here is it seems like she's using that backlash that a lot of people from within the nerd community have against women that try to take on these roles and just using it as an excuse to be like, hey, that's why my movie bombed. When anyone who watched the trailer knew that's going to be a piece of shit remake.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with that is this movie is flopping and she's yelling at it. Like, she's trying to basically say that the comic book genre is a male genre, and yeah, sure. That you could even argue that. The problem with that statement is you're basically taking any chances. Like the thing that made Wonder Woman exceptional was you were able to that movie's able to break out and be able to be good on its own merits. It just happened to be a female-led movie. Captain Marvel, yeah, it coasted on Marvel's glory, but it was still a female-led movie. And the fact that you're basically saying they're just part of the male genre is you're discounting the fact that they broke out. That's like, again, are you going to talk shit about Black Panther in the same way? Like, saying, oh, that's just a Marvel movie? You would get fucking chewed out for not fucking acknowledging the cultural relevance of that movie. And it gets to a point where it's like, you can argue a lot of stuff. The reason that the Charlie's Angels show back in, like, I think it was the 80s, someone will correct me, why that was monumental for its time is because nobody did that before. Nobody did a woman-led freaking show ever. So that was crazy. Why did the 2000s reboot do really well? Because female-led movies weren't a thing. Why didn't this do well? Well, one, we don't have that much, like you said, we have more female representation. Two, that trailer looked terrible. It was gonna bomb no matter what.
Yeah, no, and that's how I feel too. I mean, it's just one of those situations where it's like, maybe this is like one of those like attempts to.
We're not sexist. Your movie just sucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, aside from that too, is like this could be a smart ploy of just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this. I know I'm fucking wrong. I'm gonna come off as a fucking bitch, but I'm gonna get some numbers in there because it's weird that she lost or the movie lost to Midway. You know, that was kind of surprising.
Oh my god.
Because that movie bombed, and even though it was like it debuted #1 in the box office, but it bombed so fucking bad. And the thing is like Ford versus Ferrari, I don't think it's gonna make its money back like within 4 weeks. You know, what I mean, like it's good, it's doing okay for most movies around this time, but like, yeah, it's one of those weird things where Charlie's Angels is like, I'm surprised that it did so bad because it's a franchise movie. It's part of like a whole fucking like expanded.
It's a franchise that nobody really nobody cared about anymore. Like, and you can always do that. Like, you can always bring a franchise that nobody cares about. And everyone just kind of jumps in. Like, honestly, even the people that made Downton Abbey didn't know how well the movie was gonna do. But it was a well-done movie, and the fan base appreciated it. This was just, I don't know why this was made.
I think more unknown people need to be starring in movies, by the way, too. Because another thing, too, I can guarantee you Kristen Stewart is expensive as fuck.
Nah.
And no, because, like, that's the thing. Like, that Twilight shit, man, like, that still holds some water. Like, that's one of those situations where, I mean, we don't like it. I fucking hate Twilight.
The thing is, she would have got a lot more work from that. It was other stuff that basically got her blacklisted, kind of.
What, just the whole show's director and everything? Or?
Scandal thing kind of fucked her.
Yeah, that ain't the only thing that fucked her.
But here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of sexists out there who maybe they'll talk a lot of shit about whatever's going on. But the thing that's about this movie in general, not only was it bad, this Charlie's Angels, it's bland. It ain't got no bite. It ain't got no pussy. Where's the pizzazz? This shit is fucking bland as fuck and boring.
What she's trying to say is just regular white penis.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Your internet's kind of bad right now, but
hold on. Don't say nothing.
Anyway,
I love you. Don't say nothing.
Hey, Roxy, maybe you can echo what your sister was trying to say.
She's like, I don't know what she's gonna say.
No, but I agree though. There's not enough pussy power in this. Basically, it's just bland. What she's saying is just an excuse. Like, look, it's bad. It's ugly. There's no bite. Even if you were to put different, like, okay, my thing is maybe there was a niche market, but maybe there was a market for Charlie's Angels. There's people who are fans of it and maybe wanted to see it brought back to life. But I don't think the market for that was big enough for this. And the actors that you had in there was no emotion. There was no fun. There was no like girl power. Like
that was so dramatic.
Like, take this, put a fucking pussy on the screen with some explosions around it. Like, where is that? Where's the pizzazz?
Some Michael Bussey. Yeah.
Yo,
this shit ain't got no pussy. It ain't got no Lucy Liu. It ain't got no Drew Barrymore. It ain't got Cameron Diaz. It wasn't fun. The other movie in the 2000s, those were fucking fun. This doesn't look fun. It looks way too serious.
This doesn't even have a fucking theme song made by Pink.
Yeah.
Or Destiny's Child.
It's just boring. It's okay. It's basically like when you're tired at 3 a.m. and you're trying to jack off and you're kind of like, well, I'm already here, so I may as well finish. But like, you don't really finish strong.
Why must you speak for us?
Yeah, Max brought it up in the chat. Did y'all forget that Hustlers came out like a month ago?
Yeah,
Hustlers was great.
I like Hustlers.
That movie made like $150 million.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Hustlers probably some bullshit.
I saw that.
Regardless of if you thought the movie was good, the trailer sold the movie pretty decently. It was a female-led movie. It was female empowerment for the most part. and it ended up doing really, really well. If all you needed was some more action in it, you could have done that as a Charlie's Angels fucking thing. So why isn't she yelling at Hustlers?
I think people
Get a
make
bag,
too many movies,
ho.
by the way, too. They make way too many movies where it's like, hey, it's a movie with this name, so you're just gonna see it because of that. It's like with Hustlers, like yeah, you could have been like, oh yo, like go watch this because it's about Hustlers, but like that trailer and the way it was done, there was like questions like that it gave to you, like, hey, don't you want to know the answer to this? Why is Cardi B acting like she's crying and then outside the fucking car like she has a bunch of money and she's like not reacting anymore? Is Jennifer Lopez a villain? What the fuck is she doing?
Exactly.
It's like, it's almost like they just gave us a reason to give a fuck. With Charlie's Angels, it's like the movie told us how it's gonna end. It's like, yeah, they're succeeding on fucking with people. They're badass bitches. They're not gonna die. No one's gonna die in a movie. They're awesome. And it's like, okay, well, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, like, I'm saying, like, subjectively, that's what the trailer's trying to do. I don't think it's awesome. I think it's just stupid as fuck. But at the same time, it's like, that's the issue with some of these movies. Like, I'll even admit this with Terminator Dark Fate. It's like, come on, you know Arnold's gonna fucking die. You know Linda Hamilton's not. You know fucking the robot's gonna lose at the end. So there's no pizzazz. I don't give a fuck.
There's no pussy.
Like, even with fucking Genesis, too, that was another situation. It was like, yeah, don't spoil the fucking movie with the goddamn John Connor being a robot. It's just, I don't know. I don't like any of these movies that are franchise movies that they kind of just let you know, like, hey, it's this logo, so you're going to love it, so you're going to go see it. And it's like, yeah, but you still got to, like, fucking entice me, you know? Some kind of foreplay with these fucking trailers.
It needs
Play
more
Play with my
stank.
balls.
Yeah.
Saying, when I think of Charlie's Angels, I don't think of a fucking art at all.
You don't think of what? I'm sorry, because you're just fucking up again. Nope. I think
Great.
she's
Dead.
I think it's completely dead now.
I'm dead. I've never been
Hush.
Sorry, Jet.
Don't leave her alone.
That fucking toaster or microwave, whatever the fuck is going full effect.
Hush.
Boing boing.
Jet, are you there?
I've been here.
Oh,
Oh shit.
that's a damn
Rip.
shame. It's okay. It's okay. But no, I mean, I think what she's trying to say is no pussy. But tons of pussy though. There's lots of girls in here, but no pussy still. Yeah, man. I don't know. This movie, I feel like, yeah, there's people that are gonna be liking it. Elizabeth Banks is just trying to find some kind of reason to make herself fucking relevant with, you know, being the focus of controversy, and it's kind of smart. I like when people do that too. You know, it is what it is. But don't fucking try to like blame this shit on people watching comic movies too, because that shit's about to end as well. I don't think comic movies is as big as what people say it is. I think the end game was like the last big like ta da da da. But did Spider-Man do all that well? I don't think so.
It did actually. It made $1 billion.
Oh, literally in like $1 billion in profit, or just it just made
$1 billion. Yep.
Damn. Okay.
Like $1 billion, like real
Dude.
money, monopoly money.
Well, no, because the thing is, like, when a movie costs so much money and makes $1 billion, it's like, yeah, but it only made like $600,000 in profit. But like, I mean, $1 billion in profit is like, holy shit. That's the difference between Joker and like, well, like Endgame. It's like Joker is actually a more successful movie technically than Endgame because the movie barely cost any fucking money and it made just as much. Well, Endgame, it's like, well, of course, it better make fucking money. You goddamn spent like 500 fucking million.
Again, people said that about HBO and Game of Thrones. Oh man, Game of Thrones is the biggest thing ever. They can't possibly do everything. People are tuning in every fucking week for Watchmen. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
And
like
then
people are
Boys
still
2
gonna
is
fucking be
coming
there.
out too. I mean, The Boys season 1 was so huge for fucking Amazon. I think Amazon's like, oh my god, let's fucking double down on this shit. You know what I mean? So,
Pretty much.
yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about comic book movies. The shows, that's different because it's so easy to just chill at your house and watch this shit. But like, fucking, I don't know. But
Again, yeah.
here's the thing, though. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. We got the free show coming up in about 30 minutes on doubletoasted.com. You guys can go watch that, movie review extravaganza, all that good stuff.
Shit out.
Mhm.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, Alan.
I don't know what's that sound.
You
I
like
hate
it?
all of y'all.
You like
And
it?
the show.
No, I'm trying to get extravagant with you, Alan. Yeah.
Trying to give you my Ganza.
But Alan, really quick though, I'm gonna have you do this
What's up?
part, and then I'm gonna ask Gon to do another part later on. But you tell them about the Illuminati podcast and what to do, sir. How to find you.
Yes, if you, for all the people on the Facebook, you can easily go to the chat attack and check out the embedded links. For people that are on the Twitch, if you go to Facebook and write the chat attack, you'll see an embedded link to the Metropolis Collective. That's where we post all sorts of, that's where we post a lot of the ARPG, Illuminati episodes, and other stuff that's out of VCR as well. Be sure to check out all the other shows. We will probably be doing another episode sometime in the next couple of days. Most likely talk about the debates that are currently happening as we speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, Mr. Gon, why'd you tell them what's gonna be happening around the February 13th or something? of
Ooh,
that
we're
nature?
going to Vegas, bitch. We got a live there with the Lottie Podcast. ARPG Gaming guys are going to be there. We're going to be there. Nick Diaz is going to fucking shoot ping balls out his asshole for y'all. It's going to be an amazing experience. Come check it out. We got further hotel dates and everything else coming soon. Make sure to be checking out the Metropolis page for those updates as well as the Double Toasted one.
What did I sign up for?
Check out Channel
Christ.
Attack Woman. Fuck y'all.
Yes, and here's the thing, people. At 3 o'clock in the morning, don't leave messages trying to fuck with people because you're bored and got not shit to do. Julian, fuck you. And 3, 2, 1.
No, don't end the show there. Bring it right back. Let's just go right into it. Fucking screenshots and everything. No, don't end the show.
Yes, Alan. Yes.
No, we'll go back. Let's do another hour. Fuck it.
I'm sorry, but it's 3 in the morning. Why are you starting fights that late?
Are you drunk?
Jeez. Go to
Tangerine.
bed. Julian, get some sleep. Stop
Crack
fucking
addict.
with people.
Including me.
Hi.
You're fucking up.
Acting like I don't know my fucking Pokemon.
Yeah. Like she don't know her Pokemon.
I got them fucking tattooed, bitch. I think I do.
Just weird, man. Good night. See you in 3 minutes.
Bye.